Happy,
Yay!
thank God it's Friday.
Woohoo! Yay! Yay! Are you happy it's Friday? We're so happy it's Friday.
So happy. Um, so for today's TDIF, we are getting in the Halloween spirit because Halloween is obviously just around the corner.
It is.
And we're making super cute, we think, and super easy no-carve pumpkins. And sort of the idea behind this is, if you don't want to bother with the mess of carving or sort of the challenge if you have kids, this one's a great one because there is no carving, no knives, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's a million ways to embellish a pumpkin, and we happen to be dog lovers around here. So we decided to do some dog varieties of our pumpkins. So that's what you're seeing in front of us right now. We have a few. This one that I've done is a white pumpkin and then just painted it with kind of a goldy bronze color around the markings that I wanted, and then just use some Sharpies to paint a little face on.
It's
And then
so cute. I love the little tongue sticking out. Reminds me of Leon's little tongue.
and then the part that really kind of drives home the puppiness around this one is just adding some embellishment for little hound ears. So, and then I have a little jute around the stem there. But
That's so
super
great.
easy.
Yeah, it is super easy. And I made one that's even just very similar to yours, a little bit easier, I think, because I started with an orange pumpkin and painted the white part, and then obviously the eyes and nose and mouth, and then I have little burlap ears for mine. So you can do whatever. So you can start with a white pumpkin as Hillary did, or an orange one like I've got to do your little doggy. I'm going to set this one aside. And then I did this one. I got a little crazy with the cheesecloth, and I decided to make a mummy pumpkin.
I love that one.
A little puppy. And this one has white burlap ears, and I use little googly eyes because it's kind of hard to draw on, and then a little burlap nose, and then kind of drew a little mouth there. So if you're either afraid to paint or you're not real confident about drawing faces or things like that, really the only drawing was the little mouth, and that's super easy. The rest is all just kind of gluing everything in place, and you have just the most adorable little ghoulish mummy for Halloween, a little puppy dog, which is so cute.
That one turned out so cute. I love them.
Thank you.
So, and we're also doing another variation on that one, which you'll get to kind of watch through on the one that we're creating for today. So,
yeah, exactly. So let's do one together. All right. So we're starting with a white one again.
And for this one, the last one, and on one of the ones that Patty did as well, we used paint. Mm-hmm. This one, I happen to be using just a Sharpie kind of, what is it?
I think they're paint pens.
Yep, paint pen. So metallic gold is the one that I'm using today.
And I think I have both, but I think I'm going to try silver. I don't know what it's going to look like, and we're just going to give it a go.
Yeah. And so I've started just because it takes a little while to marker compared to painting. So if you're doing a huge, large surface or you have a great big pumpkin, I recommend the painting for speed. But if you just want to do some little spots or stripes or things like that, the marker works great on these pumpkins. So that's what you'll see, my little spots around my pup.
So, and I'm going to start with a spot for the eye, and then just go from there. I'm going to catch up with Hillary. She's got all her spots done.
So one of the other things, as I was working on my face, I sketched out my face, and it's got a little bit more of a cartoony detail to the face that I'm doing. So one of the things that helped me with that, it's a tip, but there's a caveat to it. So a felt tip pen, you can draw on the pumpkin. It'll wipe right off with just a wet paper towel or your finger. Like it'll smear if you get your fingers in it and stuff.
Right.
But the nice thing about it is if you're just trying to figure out your placement, stuff like that, you can sort of sketch it out and then go over that sketch with your Sharpie, and then it won't smear or anything. But Like I have my nose and my mouth. If I rub my finger over that, that'll smear. So I'd
Okay.
recommend if you need to do a little bit of a sketch, use the felt tip pen,
Okay.
but then go over it fairly quickly with the Sharpie just so you don't smear it. And
Right.
if you do smear it, it's not a big deal. Just wipe it off with a damp paper towel. It comes right off. So
Okay. That's a great tip. That's a great tip. Yeah. Because obviously pencil and things don't work real well.
exactly. The only other thing I could think of that might work okay, I didn't try it, was like an eyeliner pencil or something like that.
Yeah. That's getting creative right
Yep.
there. Oh.
But the Sharpies work just fantastic on especially the little bit thicker Sharpie
Hmm.
tends to work really well. The fine tip, they all work okay, but I definitely recommend a little thicker Sharpie. Works
Yeah.
fantastic on the pumpkin. And so I'm just filling in, can't see it very well, but just filling in my little eyeball here.
Those are so cute. Did you have inspiration for those faces? Did you
You
like,
know, I looked at some coloring book dogs, just Google search and
yeah.
coloring dog coloring book, and that's kind of where I came up with, oh, okay.
It's a great place to get simple images to kind of copy
Yeah.
or mimic. Um,
And it's got, if you do a coloring book, then it's got the types of lines that you're going to need when you
right.
actually go to draw it on there. So sometimes if you do a cartoon when it's already all shaded or colored, it's hard to see, okay, where do I need these lines? How simple do I need to make it? So
Right.
it's nice to put those search terms of coloring book.
Yeah.
It'll be
Well, and sometimes
helpful.
cartoons are really detailed, and you
Yes.
really want kind of very basic, simple lines to follow. And the more simple, I think, the better,
Yeah.
because then you can really distinguish what it is you're drawing.
And the other tip, as far as the style goes, make the eyes pretty big. Those are going to be your main focal point. Since we're not carving this one out,
Right.
you're going to
Right.
want some pretty bold contrast. So those eyes are going to be a good place for the contrast to go. So make those eyes like exaggerated big. I think
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
help give it some personality.
All right.
Just on to
And
the nose.
these actually go pretty quickly. Obviously, if you're doing lots of spots and stuff, that'll take some time, but these don't take very long to do, which is nice. So you can kind of do them in a bit of a hurry if you need to.
And like I said, it's an easy one for kids to do. So, and you could even do, multiple faces if you wanted to do one on the front and one on the back.
Oh yeah.
You can definitely make them as customized as you'd like.
And for a nose, I just as an easy nose, just for me anyway, if you make kind of a heart, a rounded heart shape, so it's not real pointy, that kind of gives you a nice little friendly doggy nose. Wait for my paint to dry.
Yeah, these ones aren't particularly spooky.
Yeah,
They're cute on the cuter side of our Halloween decorations.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Just a little highlight there on my nose. And then onto the mouth.
And I'm just working on the features, the facial features here. All right.
I'm going to plug my hot glue gun in because that is the other thing in order to affix my ears. I'm going to use hot glue.
You need that one to be. All right. I think once my paint dries on my, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought to go back over, but it's so cute just to see the features come out, like just one feature at a time really starts to add personality to the face and everything.
And you've got some wiggle room too as you're adding them in. You can, you know, if that line gets a little crooked or things like that, just make it a little thicker. It really does all come together. It doesn't need to be precise by any stretch.
I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit.
Here's my little face, and then I'm just gonna draw in my tongue here. Oh, yours is so cute. I love the simplified little, oh, that is adorable.
Well, normally I'm one to probably do more than I need, like do too much. And I decided to try and really super simple, you know, dumb down the little face. And I just think it makes it, one, it makes it easier and maybe not so nerve-wracking to do. Because probably drawing and painting are probably my most talented things to do when it comes to crafts and stuff. I just haven't practiced a whole lot. So I get nervous when I have to, especially faces. Oh my gosh, faces are hard because the face is everything. It gives you the, you know, the personality of your item. So I put too much pressure on, which is so silly. But yeah, so they turned out, you know, it's funny that the less you do, sometimes the better it is. So that
is adorable. I love it.
And it's just a little pumpkin. Yeah. So I was like, I've got to do little face for my little pumpkin. Now it looks like you painted the stem too on yours. Is that? Oh wow! Look at how cute that is. That's so. I love the little highlights too. I'm gonna go back in and add a little highlight to the eyes. I'm just waiting for some things to dry, but that is so cute. Really precious.
I did end up just markering over the stem.
Okay.
Not necessary. You cannot. I just figured. It's big enough that I figured, I'll kind of make it look like another spot. And it kind of looks like a little ponytail.
Yeah, it does. It does. It looks adorable. It's precious.
So then last but not least are some little puppy ears. And for this one, I'm using just a thick ribbon with sort of burlap with these little embellishments on it.
I love that. I think that'll be cute. And then I've got a burlap ribbon as well. Mine has wire. Is yours wired?
Nope, no wire.
Mine has wire in it, so it'll be interesting. My other ones don't, so it'll be curious to see how that turns out.
So I'm just kind of trying to eyeball how far I want them down. I want fairly long ears, so. And I will round out the little bottom of the ear. So I'm just taking the bottom, folding it in half, and I'll just round out this little edge here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Give it kind of a little rounded ear there. There's simple.
Cute, yeah. And I just made mine like that.
And then you just kind of bunch it at the top so that you can have a spot for it to glue in there. So I'm going to trim mine down just a smidge, but just kind of looking at the placement here.
That's cute. And what I do is I actually just fold over the edge of the burlap and I glue there. and then it pops, it pops up on the, kind of gives it a little curves. But I like that there are a couple different ways to do this.
So yeah, I've kind of folded it into quarters there.
Oh, right,
So that
right.
it's in a little bundle, and then you have this, it'll kind of fold through.
Yeah, that's so cute. I mean, what's fun about Hillary and I doing these, that every one that we do, even if we're making the same thing, they turn out a little bit different. They have their own personality. There's different ways to glue on an ear, for example. So, yeah, use whatever technique that you like. Come up with one of your own. These really can have your personality and style about them, which is really kind of nice.
Yeah, there's no wrong way to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Here's your number one.
Oh, I really like the embellishment on the ribbon. That really adds a lot to it, a lot of personality to it. My glue wasn't hot enough. Let me get some more on there.
And same thing here, just kind of rounding out the bottom.
And I cut my ears at the same time just to make sure they were the same size.
Yeah, you were.
And rounded.
You had some forethought that I didn't have.
Well, and I don't know if it's forethought or I don't know how good I am at cutting things the same size on just eyeballing. So I like to cheat sometimes and cut them at the same time.
And even if they're a little bit
oh
uneven,
yeah, no,
it's not going to be too noticeable. So
yeah, yeah.
I just have my little bundle again, and then I'll glue it right on.
Play in with I might end up taking the wire out of my.
Of the ribbon.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It kind of has a mind of its own.
That's on that first pumpkin that I showed. The ribbon that I'm using for those ears, I got at the dollar store, and it's really cute stuff. It's got little gold threads that go through it, but the actual sort of base of it is kind of plastic, so it really changes its shape as you're trying to work with it. So it's still doable, but it can get a little challenging.
That's what this is, kind of has a mind of its own.
Here's my little.
Oh, how cute! I'm just putting a little highlight in the eye for mine. The last little touch with my silver.
Oh, that's adorable. I love that one. I think it turned out so
just really simple, right? So as beautiful and elaborate as you'd like, or just really simple, really you can just let your personality come through with these, and the pup's personality come through.
Yep. And they turn out adorable, and it's just so fun to, especially like the simplified ones, it's more than the sum of its parts, because once you get all of those little pieces, just simple circles or whatever, and it just turns out so cute. So yeah, we hope if you decide to create some little pumpkins, we would love to see how they turn out. So please, please, please share them with us. We want to see your holiday spirit.
Yeah, exactly. And you can make them just like the dogs that you have at home. So if you want pointy ears, or we were talking about doing one for Leon where you paint the pup black, right? Mm-hmm. Or the pumpkin black, and taking an orange pumpkin and having some of those embellishments come through with the nose and the eyebrows and all that stuff for a little black and tan dachshund. So have fun with it. Yeah, we would love to see what you come up with, and stay in touch with us as we continue to do these every Friday. We really enjoy spending our time with you, and hope to see you again next week when we do this. The best way to stay in touch is to get on our newsletter, and we'll have a link to that in our post here. You can stay up to date on all the goings on, and there's a lot every week. There's something new.
There's something new.
So by all means, that would be great.
And the other thing that you should definitely, if you haven't done already, we have a giveaway that's going on right now. It's an amazing bundle of items. So yeah, that'll be ending very shortly. So if you haven't signed up for it, put in your email, sign up for it, because it is just incredible. And you can find out more about that giveaway if you go to our We Heart Hounds Facebook page. It's the very first post. It's pinned to the top. You can't miss it. So definitely go check it out. I hope you're a winner. So definitely give it a whirl.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's days left. Like, we're counting down the days now. So hurry up and do it. We would love for you to win. It's a great bundle. Thanks, everybody. It was great spending time with you again. Happy early Halloween, puppy Halloween. And we'll see you again next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye. Yay. TDIF.